Hey guys, it's Nick, and thanks for tuning in to Long Island Wargaming. And this is going to be game 2 of the tournament I played at Brothers Grimm. First game was up against the Wood Elves. We're going to play against the Dark Brethren, and this scenario is going to be essentially a pitched battle. The primary objective for 10 points is defeat your opponent by 300 victory points. Secondary objective is control more table quarters, so that's for 6 points, or draw for 3 points. And if you kill your opponent's BSB, you'll get 4 points, so another 20-point game, and we'll see how it goes. My opponent has 2 units of Cold One Knights, a big unit of Witch Elves with the Hag and the Cauldron of Blood, 2 units of Doom Warlocks, 3 Bolt Throwers, BSB, level 4 caster on a steed. He'll be running around with one of the Doom Lock units, and a unit or 2 of Dark Riders. Here's the terrain: 2 buildings, 2 hills, 2 impassable, and a wall. So for deployment, we have the gunner runner scouting there in that building. From left to right on his side, we've got a bolt thrower, a Doom Warlock unit with the level 4 caster in there, another unit of Warlocks, and then a fast cav unit, the Dark Riders, followed by 10 Colon, and then 2 more bolt throwers, followed by the Horde of Witch Elves, more cold ones, the BSB on Pegasus, it's a converted demon-looking chick with wings, and then more Dark Riders. And then to show you the way I deployed countering it, right here in front of me is my Doom Wheel and my Plague Monks. I was kind of hoping to just kind of side sweep through there. I think the Dark Riders won't be an issue, and the toughness tests that the furnace will give to the Colon Riders should be pretty useful. Then I got the cannon, the clan rats, and the bunker behind them. The clan rats are deployed a little bit funky because I didn't have enough room to place them all, so they're not ranks of 5, they're like ranks of 6 or 7. And then slaves and slaves protecting my flank to the left, and then some rat darts in between. And then all the way on the far end is the Hell Pit Abomination. I'm kind of hoping that he can deal with the far left unit of Cold One Riders and really control that side of the battlefield, since, I mean, with his random move 360, he can kind of deal with whatever he's got to deal with. So, in my intro video, I did say that I made a handful of errors that I was kind of upset about, and one of the things is I really wasn't paying attention to my rolls from my spells. I didn't roll for my level 1 first to just kind of weed out a plague spell. I rolled for my level 4 first, and then I also, no good excuse, forgot to swap out for the dreaded 13th. And that's probably because I didn't use it in the first one, and there really aren't a lot of infantry on the field, so I didn't even think about it. And then the whole conversation came up, well, can you even do it to the Witch Elves, because it's an infantry unit, but then there's a chariot in there, which makes it a mixed unit. Just a conversation that came up, which I don't even know what the rules are. I would say it would work, but it's open to interpretation, or maybe there's an FAQ on it. But I ended up having Pestilent Breath and like 1 or 2 other useless spells, so my magic ended up being kind of crappy this game. So Dark Elves took turn 1. The Doom Warlocks are going to go ahead and charge this building. So you can see there's already 2 missing, which is awesome because I go ahead and kill 2 with my counter shot. During remaining moves, you can see he moves everything else up on this side full, keeps the Witch Elves back along with those cold ones because there's just so many hordes of rats over there. Not even hordes, but there's so many ranks of rats over there, and the Plague Monks are kind of scary, I guess, looking. He just kind of stays back over there. In Magic Word of Pain is the only spell that got off successfully, which goes ahead and reduces their initiative and strength, I believe, by 2, so that kind of sucked. Doom and Darkness also gets off, so there's some extra power dice on the field, but he also rolls a 5-6, which is 3 extra dice. However, the caster actually suffers a wound for that, which is pretty awesome. And Dark Elves, these Warlock guys are pretty decent, of course. So I direct all my attacks against the caster. I end up getting another wound through, but not a third one to kill her outright, which would have really helped this game out a lot. But nonetheless, all my guys die except 1, and then they turn and flee out the back of the building. So in my turn, for Skaven turn 1, the Hell Pit Abomination goes and drops half an inch in front of these Warlocks, or no, these are the Dark Riders. It would have been great. I would have slaughtered them, I would have overrun into the Warlock unit, and then of course I would be dealing with the freaking Cold One Knights, but he just falls short. So here's my movement, just kind of shuffle around in the back, but the Plague Monks go at full, along with the Doom Wheel alongside, which ends up killing like 3 monks in the freaking shooting phase because I failed my leadership test, but that's fine. So for magic, all my spells were out of range. This was the moment that I realized, shit, why didn't I take the Druid at 13th with its 24-inch range? Um, that's the point where I was like, shit, I really screwed this game up. You could notice that the lightning cannon has 3 wounds on it. He suffered wounds from the um, bolt thrower. I always get this mixed up. I believe it has 3 wounds now, but the book says 4, and I always forget that. So maybe it should have been dead already. But nonetheless, in shooting, I go to shoot at the Called One Knights. I managed to kill 4 of them, which is golden. So in the Dark Elf turn 2, he goes ahead and rearranges everybody here. The Doom Warlocks go to run away essentially. One of them fails their leadership test and they can't get too far. Stupidity, the freaking Cold Ones failed their stupidity, so they were unable to charge the Hellpit Abomination, whether he wanted to or not. So the Dark Riders are here to just kind of do a redirect, so the Hellpit Abomination will just kind of smash in and not hit the flank of the Cold Ones. So I'm looking at this picture. I rolled 3 sixes. I don't know what it's for. It was probably important. I can't remember for the life of me, but moving on. Skaven turn 2, just kind of keeping to myself in the corner, but the Plague Monks are making their rush towards the Cold One Knights. The Hell Pit goes ahead and smashes into the Dark Riders. Nothing really happens in magic again. I go ahead and shoot my lightning cannon and fall short, which really sucks. I fail my leadership test to not shoot the Doom Wheel. I go ahead and roll the artillery dice to kill some Plague Monks. I misfire, and then I go 14 inches that way. Right into the Colvin Knights. Or not into them, right in front of them. I'm just short. I could have gotten a nice charge, that would have been wonderful, but I didn't. So essentially I gave my opponent a free Doom Wheel gift, which, it's still going to be risky for him because I'll still get my D3 grind attacks, but oh well. The Hell Pit Abomination rolls shit. He doesn't even kill them all. But to my surprise, it works out because now they end up sticking, and my opponent can't shoot at me or cast magic at me next turn. So, yeah. So a flank charge is going to get issued onto the Doom Wheel in Dark Elf turn 3. The BSB and the Dark Riders just kind of shuffle around the Plague Monks. And here is the remaining moves that he made. So the Cold Ones go ahead and ignore the Help Abomination and run this way. And there's Doom Warlocks just getting ready to cast some magic. And so are the Witch Elves getting ready to maybe take a charge from the Doom Wheel. I don't know, they're just repositioned at this point. They're facing the Plague Monks just in case for some reason they break through. Bolt Throwers destroy the Lightning Cannon. The Doom Wheel is crushed. I do end up killing one guy in the combat from my grind attack, but yeah. The Hell Pit Abomination finishes off the Dark Riders and turns to face the Cold Ones. This way, he's facing. I moved it so he would be in the side, the flank of him. This way, I would fight less Cold Ones if I do go ahead and actually make a charge. So, Skaven turn 3. My slaves are going up to get in the way of the Cold Ones that now have been flanked by the Hellpit Abomination in case things go sour and the Hellpit, I don't know, dies, or I don't know. But at least the slaves are going to lock those guys up once something happens. The the engineer has left the unit. I go for a crazy, stupid shot. I should have kept him safe, but he goes ahead and shoots his Doom Rocket in the shooting phase, which ends up missing by a lot. I rolled so many sixes. I think I rolled 6 dice, and I rolled like 4 sixes, and then like, I don't know, 2 or 3, so it just goes right over the Witch Elf unit. So I was kind of hoping to kill a whole cluster of them, but I got a little cocky and went ahead and did that prematurely. And also the Plague Monks that issued a challenge onto the Cold Ones. I needed like a fair number, maybe 9. It was a little bit of a reach, but I ended up rolling shit, and they just kind of chill there. So, yeah, I was kind of hoping to maybe kill the Cold Ones in one shot and then overrun into the Witch Elves, but that didn't happen. So, yeah. So I kill 3 guys here in combat, and between the charge, the flank charge, the 3 guys that I killed, um, he's still steadfast because he has rank, so they stick, and then he goes ahead and reforms them to face me, which I believe, even though they're stubborn, we had this quick little debate, even though they're stubborn, I think you still have to take it at -4 or whatever he lost by, but we did it by standard leadership, so they actually turned to face me. Dark Elf turn 4. This happens. The Cold Ones, the Dark Riders, the BSB, and the Witch Elf Horde, along with the Cauldron, are all in contact, and they are in. To make things worse, however, Word of Pain gets off, and I'm at -3 strength, -3 initiative. The initiative doesn't matter, but having to wound on 6 across the board sucks. So, also, I don't remember mentioning this, but I did get, I believe, Wither off onto the Witch Elves somewhere along the way, whether it was last turn or this turn. So those guys are at toughness 2, but I mean, still, I'm at strength 1, so it's annoying. So let's take a few moments to talk about this. The Plague Furnace does his D6 toughness test before combat, which is great. It kills a couple Witch Elves, whatever. Kills a couple Plague Monks, no big deal. It kills like 4 or 5 Cold Ones, which is awesome. I can kill them no problem. That's great. And then it comes to the point where these guys have always strike first and reroll wounds on a 1 or whatever. So the Dark Elves just have a lot going for them on the side of the math with the dice. So the Witch Elves were rerolling their missed hits. They were getting poisons all over the place. They were rerolling their missed wounds. They killed a handful of Plague Monks, which is obviously right there in front of you. And they directed a handful of attacks against the Furnace, which sucked because it ended up killing it somehow. The Plague Priest is there dealing some damage too, but at the end of the day, you can see this is what happens. I couldn't do any damage because of my low strength, and even my Plague Banner, reroll missed hits, missed wounds on my side, wasn't making things worthwhile. So, yeah, these guys end up getting plowed down, and it looks like this after everything's cleaned up. On the bright side, the Hell Pit Abomination kills all the Cold Ones and does a nice little overrun, but I don't think it matters at this point. So the organizer, called, last rounds. Our game was taking very long, so we barely got through the 5th turn. But you can see my Hell Pit Abomination after the overrun could go ahead and charge into the Warlocks, and then run into the other Warlock unit, and maybe even kill the hero. But I'm not thinking straight, and we don't have much time to finish out the game, so I'm a dumbass and let him charge into the freaking Witch Elves, which ends up being a disaster because even though he only has like 1 or 2 guys in, he rolls like a champ because Witch Elves just reroll everything, and with poisons, they end up killing the Hell Pit Abomination. Killing him. Dead. So this is what the game looks like at the end. It's close. I mean, I did kill 2 units of Cold One Knights, or 1.5. I mean, he still gets full credit for that one. But I mean, the Plague Monk unit and the Furnace and the Hero, that alone is like 600 points. So I gave my opponent that on the game. I mean, it looks like the Hell Pit's still around. Maybe he didn't die. Maybe we just said he was going to die. I don't know. But yeah, so I couldn't have squeezed him through to kill the Hero this turn. Because remember, we were on a time restraint, so we couldn't finish out the game. If we were able to finish out the game, I might have been able to score enough points to either tie it, maybe tie it. I mean, I wasn't looking for the win by 300 points at this point, but maybe I had a chance. But maybe I'll just choke it up to some recklessness because I helped at Abomination, even if I wasn't going to be able to finish out the game. Should have went after the Warlocks, and not into that stubborn brick of craziness. I mean, I've played Witch Elves once or twice since the new book. I know what they're capable of. I used them. I played against them. Man, they're just freaking nasty with all their attacks and their poisons and their rerolls. They're good. And of course, I was a bit too cocky and sent the Plague Monks in. They were supposed to go in 1 at a time, maybe kill the Cold Ones like that charge I showed earlier, and then maybe attack the Witch Elves separately. But the rear charge from the hero didn't make too much of a difference, and neither the flank charge from the Dark Riders. But I couldn't even kill 5 Dark Riders with all those attacks. I had like 15 attacks going sideways on them. The fact that I had my rerolls, missed hits, rerolled missed wounds, but my strength was only 1 from the freaking spell. So I don't know. I don't know. Just bad dice and bad planning on my behalf. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, magic was definitely a huge mistake. I don't know why I didn't swap out the 13th spell. That's definitely a mistake and issue that I made. Um, the Plague Monk, should I have just kept them back? Should I have not have run them forward? Should I have tried to cast some more spells and do some shooting damage, even though shooting was done halfway through and my spells weren't being affected or getting through? Maybe. I mean, that in combination, if I was actually getting off the dreaded 13th and was trying for it and had the spell and killing Witch Elves, different story. So the Plague Monks, were they too far forward? Doom Rocket. Obviously, I shot that way too soon. I should have saved that. But the game was getting a little dragged out. We only had so much time to finish it up. And the Hell Pit Abomination. Probably should have gone against the Warlocks instead of into the Witch Elves. But I still think the Hell Pit Abomination did well, being all the way on the outside of that board. Pretty much keeping those 3 units of Fast Cav, 2 being Warlocks, and 10 Call ones, at bay. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely a good game, fun to meet new people. But stay tuned for game 3, as I'm no longer going to be on table 1 after this loss. But I walk away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So 5 out of 20 is not bad. I get some points due to the fact that neither of us kill each other's BSBs, and the fact that I controlled half the table at the end. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.